Hey everyone, it's JoJo, and today I am bringing you a double unboxing of some of Hasbro's Beyblade Burst Evolution double pack. So here on the left, we have DRACIEL S versus DRANZER F double pack. And here on the right, we have DRIGER S versus Dragoon Fighter double pack. And on the back are the parts and stats. You could go ahead and pause it and check them out, even though the stats don't really matter, but go ahead and pause if you want to check out all the names for each part. But for each part, I'm going to use the Takara Tomy names. So we got DRACIEL S, Center, Press, DRANZER F, Yell, Zeta, and then DRIGER S, Heavy Fusion, and Dragoon F, Gravity Variable. Alright, let's get these Beyblades unboxed. Alright, here are all the Beyblades, and there are no launchers or ripcords with this set. Most, or actually all of the dual packs don't come with launchers or ripcords. Let's start off with DRIGER S, also known as DRIGER Slash. Very plain looking, without the, the lettering on the side. And here's the code. So these are pretty much kind of meant for collection purposes only and for nostalgia. But yeah, it's really cool to have. I don't really see them being used in, tournaments these days. But yeah, again, they're just really for collection purposes. So the disc, we have Heavy. And the tip is Fusion. And the box classified this as a balance type. And for some reason, I always thought that DRIGER was an endurance type or stamina type. They called it in the classic gen. They called stamina endurance instead of stamina. All right. So next up we have DRACIEL, and check it out. Really, really awesome. This is a defense type. It's a turtle-ish something. Yeah, it's pretty much a turtle. And yeah, it's got some really tanky looking edges there. Here's the back for the code. The forged disc is center. You got C for center. It's a lot of weight in the center, of course. It's pretty thick there. And then press for the performance tip or driver. Ooh, this has a really, really tight fit. Like the first bit is really hard to turn. Oh, it's not it's not turning. Okay. Wow, that's a really, really tight fit. That would be really, really good for defense. Alright, next up we have DRANZER F. Now this one is a balance type. And I believe it's always been classified as a balance type because it could change modes. The forged disc is Yell, very, very wide. Performance tip is Zeta, which is very suited for DRANZER. So your typical Zeta driver, attack, stamina, and defense. But that one has a nice fit to it as well. So these two are really good on the slopes. And next up we have Dragoon F. This one is called Dragoon Fighter, but I'm pretty sure it was called Dragoon Phantom for Takara Tomy. I just guess that people might think, oh, Phantom's not spelled with an F, which, yeah, that makes sense. And this one doesn't have, this one's I don't think is as good as Dragoon Storm. The edges around here are more closed off. It's not pointy, so it's not going to have a lot of attack power. But yeah, and it comes with gravity, and the performance tip is variable, nice red color, and of course Dragoon is a left spinning. Ooh, and that one has a really nice fit to it as well. DRIGER is the weakest, yeah. So this is like strong really, really strong, and these two are around the same strength when it comes to the slopes. Alright, let's do some test spins and test battles. Alright, first test launch. Let's start off with Dragoon F. 3, 2, 1, let it. Very fast and aggressive. Alright, let's do a sliding shoot or a rush shoot with this. 3, 2, 1, let it. There we go. Much better. Alright, next up, let's go with DRIGER. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so with the fusion tip, it's got a flat tip, but also has a little smaller tip coming out in the middle. So when it gets hit, it's going to do like a little counter move. Even when you kind of launch it at an angle, it'll go into a little bit of a movement. Like that. Because the edge of the performance tip is hitting the stadium, and eventually it'll just go down to the center. Alright, next up, JRACIEL. Is a stamina type. Does have a little bit of a wider tip, so it's going to move around just a little bit, but for the most part it's going to stay right in there in the middle. And lastly, we have DRANZER with the Zeta driver. It's in defense mode right now. Again, with the defense tip, it is a little bit wider, so it's going to move around, kind of like JRACIEL, but it does have a little bit more of a surface area there, so more friction. And now we have attack mode. Alright, so definitely more surface area there, more friction, more movements. And lastly, stamina mode, which is pretty much like a fusion tip. Launch it a little bit at an angle, it's gonna move around a little bit, kind of like DRIGER, and then eventually just stay right in the middle. If you just launch it straight down, it should just stay right in the middle. Ish. Actually, I don't think the stamina tip on the Zeta driver has a sharper point than the actual fusion, so it feels like this one is flatter than the actual fusion performance tip. Alright, let's do some test battles. Since I got these two in my hand, let's do a test battle between DRANZER and DRIGER. 3, 2, 1, let it. And DRIGER takes that round. Let's do one more between these two, and let me put DRANZER in attack mode to make things a little bit more interesting. 3, 2, 1, let it. Oh, I think I may have tilted it a little bit too much there. Oh, both Beyblades are pretty off balance, but I think I gave DRANZER a bad launch. Alright, so let's just move on to the next test battle. Defense versus attack. 3, 2, 1, go. Dragoon trying really hard with the attacks. And remember, Dragoon is in left spin. Who's it gonna be? Ooh, JRACIEL. Let's do one more. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, better contact, better attacks here. And still, JRACIEL is your winner. Alright, so I think that's where I'm going to end this video. Kind of really liking the new, well, actually not really new, but I really like that the plastic gen is coming into the burst system. It brings back a lot of nostalgia, and also good for people who are collecting. So I know these came out like a while ago, but I live in the US, and like I think the distribution is kind of weird, and so I got this like pretty late compared to like people in Canada and all that stuff. But yeah, really happy to see these in stores. You could find these at Target and Walmart. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and stay tuned because I'll be having tons of battles with these Beyblades.